In this video, we're going to learn how to adopt a professional tone in our workplace communication. So what is tone? Tone is the writer's attitude. When you write, your wording can show how you feel about both the topic you're writing about and the audience you're writing to. Think of tone as the way your writing sounds. Tone has a huge impact on writing because it helps the audience decide how to react to the writing. Here are two different ways a supervisor can ask an employee to do something. See my notes about revising the report you completed. It needs a lot of work. Or, thank you for sending your draft of the report. I've provided some notes. Can you please revise accordingly? Both examples are asking the employee to do the same thing, to revise the report based on the notes provided. But look at the way each one is worded. Which one would make you feel more motivated? Which one would make you feel more nervous? Which one would make you want to complete the task that you've been asked to do? The first example is clear and direct, but it's not very nice. The tone suggests that the employee is in trouble for doing a poor job. The second example is still clear, but it is much nicer. Its tone suggests the supervisor appreciates the work the employee has already done. So what kind of tone should you use when you're writing? Well, you should follow the REP approach. And you can remember this approach because REP, rep, is short for representative. And when you're writing in the workplace, you are being a company representative. You're representing your company in every task you do, including your writing. So the R stands for respectful, the E stands for earnest, and the P stands for positive. To make sure that you have an appropriate tone in your business writing, you should be respectful, earnest, and positive. Let's go through each of these in more detail. So let's talk about being respectful. Instead of saying, the system shut down because you didn't follow the installation instructions correctly, you could say, the system may automatically shut down if it was not properly installed. Both of these wordings say the same thing. They're basically saying that if someone doesn't follow the directions, the system's going to shut down. But to be respectful, you don't want to point the blame at the user who didn't follow the installation instructions correctly. The second option avoids pointing blame and is much more respectful. Here's another example. Instead of saying, you smoked in the vehicle you rented, therefore you are being charged a $250 cleaning fee, which again is assigning blame to the customer, you could say, the term of the signed rental agreement include a $250 cleaning fee for any vehicle returned with evidence of smoking in the vehicle. You're still telling the customer that they're being charged $250 for smoking in the vehicle, but you're not flat out assigning blame for it. It's just a much nicer and more respectful way to word the same thing. The E in the rep approach to tone stands for be earnest. So instead of saying, I don't really want to work late to help you, but I will, and you will owe me big time, you could say, please let me know if you need some help. I can stay late to help you finish up. Being earnest means being truthful and being genuine. So if you're offering to help somebody, you wouldn't start by telling them you don't want to do it. Instead, you would just offer your help. Here's another example. Instead of saying, our company does not normally repair merchandise outside of the warranty limit, so I don't have to help you, which might be true, you could say, while we normally only repair merchandise within the warranty period, I would be happy to see if I can make a one-time exception. Again, you're telling the customer the typical rule, but you're being helpful and you're being genuine by offering to help. So in addition to being respectful and earnest, when using appropriate tone in professional writing, you should also be positive. So instead of saying, we can't return that swimsuit because the tags have been cut off, you could say, we only return swimwear that still has the tags attached. Now, both of these are getting the same message across, that we're not going to return your swimsuit without the tags on it. However, the second version is significantly more positive. It doesn't have that negative word can't in it. Here's another example. Instead of saying, if we don't get this marketing ad right, we might lose this client, you could say, this is our chance to show the client how great our marketing ads are. Again, they're both expressing the same idea that it's very important that this marketing ad is correct. But the second wording doesn't have that negative word don't or lose. So In order to make sure you have professional tone in your writing, follow the rep approach. Remember that you are a company representative, and rep is short for representative, so you need to be respectful, earnest, and positive.